All right, guys. I got kind of an odd hunt here. Um, I am going to start another mixed coin hunt. Now, I'm not sure how this will turn out because in total here we have $450 in quarters. I think like 35 in dimes, $10 in nickels, and $10 in pennies. 400 dollars of out of the quarters came from supposedly one person. Now, obviously, I was skeptical that the coins might be searched already, but usually this bank wouldn't call me if they got some searched coin in. And I'm more willing to believe that these are unsearched because they're quarters, because quarters are often used for laundromats. So I wonder if, maybe these came from a laundromat. Who knows? And then these other five rolls came from a different teller. So that's my only hope here, is that we'll get something in the quarters. We'll be very lucky to get something great in the other denominations. But you never know. So I'm gonna get started with the quarters, and I'll move down in denomination, finishing off with the pennies. And I will start on these rolls here that are all the same. There's no marks on them, which usually if someone searched, usually people in my area who search coin put marks on the rolls. So I'm gonna get into it. See if I can hopefully find something in here. I'm doubtful that I'll find any silver, but maybe a West Point or a proof like I found in my last hunt. So let's get into it. I'm gonna bring you in on my first possible find. Well, guys, this was quite the surprise. Holy cow. Um, so I'm, I'd say about $200 through, and the only things I've pulled out so far is I pulled out what is, this might surprise you guys, but this is actually my very first of this design. I don't know what it is, but I have been struggling so incredibly hard to find this design. This is the last of the 2024 designs I wanted. But the ironic thing, I feel like I've spent so long trying to find this design that the one I found was a Philly. So it's kind of funny. Now I'm looking for the Denver of this quarter. But that's kind of a cool find because it's a Philadelphia, and I've been searching forever to get it. I also pulled out a very nice 1978D that I'm probably going to hold on to. It's in great shape. But out of all the things that I didn't expect, silver was the least of what I expected. But I dumped it out and I saw that color, and I pulled up the edges, and look at that. That is most definitely silver. And this is awesome because this is my very first silver quarter of the year. It's a Denver Mint, 1964. Holy cow. I seriously did not expect to find silver in this batch. Wow. So, and it came out of one of these rolls too. So, I don't want to say hopefully we'll find more because I don't want to jinx it, but that was sure as heck unexpected. I thought if I get any good find, it'd be a proof or a West Point. But I will take it. First silver quarter of 2025. Let's keep going. Alright, I am coming to the end of the quarters. I have a total of 8 rolls left. I still haven't gotten to these ones yet, but I did get a foreign right there. It was kind of hard to tell. It was right next to this dirty one. Not a West Point. But we got a Canadian quarter from 2008. Alright. I did also get a Alaska quarter with the extra claw. It's scratched up. It's beat up. But it's technically a variety, so. But that's our second official find. let's get back to it. Alright, well, wow guys, this hunt is going a lot better than I expected. I'm on only the 4th roll of dimes, and it's dirty, but that is definitely silver. Let's put that down. I did not expect this at all, guys. A Philadelphia Mint. It's got some green stuff. 1964. Holy cow. Same as our silver quarter here. Holy cow. This is awesome. Alright. We got silver in the quarters. And we got silver in the dimes. That is awesome. This one interesting? Nope, it's just worn. Well, yeah, holy cow. I thought I would have to combine this, but we got 2 pieces of silver. Maybe the nickels can jump on that train. And we still have 4 more rolls to go. Now, granted, they're not in the same type of roll, but who knows? Let's get back to the hunt. Alright, I'm on roll 2 of the nickels. When I opened it up, and I saw that right there, which is kind of a cool find, because it is a 1978 Canadian nickel, and it is 99% nickel. So, well, that's cool. Alright, first find. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, well, I got my first old Jefferson nickel. I'm on the 3rd roll, and it is very dirty. I almost didn't notice it at first, but it is old. 1958. Out of Denver. First oldie on the board, and there are a couple others here that look old. 70. Is this one a 1970? 64. Alright, nothing else. Let's keep going. Alright, towards the end of the very next roll, this one was at the end. We got a 40s. 1941 out of Philly. And there was nothing else in this roll, so we got 1 more roll of nickels to go, and then $10 worth of pennies. Alright, well, foreign coins strike again. We're on the very last roll, and I dumped it out, and that is exciting. That looks like an older Canadian nickel. By the design of the queen on here, it's a medium head, but it's an older medium head. I'd say in the mid-60s. Nope, I was wrong. Early 70s, 1972. But that is another pre-1981 Canadian coin. Let's just, while we're here, let's just see. The light's kind of against me, against where I'm looking here, but alright, nothing else. Let's move on to pennies. Alright, well, I finally got my first wheat. Well, I say finally, it hasn't been that many rolls. The only reason why I'm kind of concerned is because a few of the rolls so far have been entirely zinc, so I'm concerned that a lot of these, or at least some of them, might be searched, but I did get my first one. This is date side up. 1951 out of Denver. Alright, at least we got our first finds, and hopefully we can get some more. Alright guys, continuing to go through these pennies. And this roll is interesting because I dumped it out, and that one is a young head, and this one is also another Canadian. Another young head, look at that. 1964 young head. And then this one. 1953. It's an older one. Usually when you find the young heads, you find the 1964s and the later years. But that is a cool find as well. There looks like there might be some other older ones in here. There's definitely a lot of copper. $1980. Alright. I don't necessarily know if there are any wheats in here, but I definitely think it's worth it to look through here. Oh, I thought that might have been a wheatie, but it's not. Certainly a lot of copper though. But yeah, that was an intriguing roll. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, well these rolls must be from a different person, because very next roll, and I have what I think is another young head here, and then there's a dime. Got a dime. 2017. And incidentally, something kind of funny that I guess I should have brought you guys in on. One of the other penny rolls had a dime in it, and it's kind of funny. It's a 1970D with the variety. But that was kind of funny. I also did find another one of those in the dimes. But yeah, kind of interesting. Let's see if we can unravel this. Yep, it is a young head. It's pretty beat up. Very beat up. 55. Nice, another in the 50s. And I will take it even if it's beat up. There's another Canadian here. 78. I don't see anything else. But we'll keep going. Alright, I finally got another wheatie. It's still been a while, but this one is actually in decent shape. Decent shape. Let's see what the date is. 58 Philly. Not a surprise, but finally, her second one, it has been quite a few rolls. Let's keep going. Alright, I got another Canadian here. I only have 2 more rolls to go. But I got a 1979 Canadian. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, there's another Canadian there. Second to last roll. 1973. Alright. Alright, well guys, last roll, and we got a very interesting foreign here, which I definitely did not expect. 10, looks like Russian, 10 cents, 10 kopeck maybe? Let's see what I can figure out. 2003, it could be Polish, it could be Poland, it could be Russian, maybe somewhere in Northern Europe or kind of around that area. I will have to look it up, but I love getting cool foreigns like that. I don't get that often, so that's cool. Alright, let's finish up with this roll, and then I'll give you guys a wrap-up. Alright, we are done with that hunt, and it was a good hunt for sure. Definitely wasn't expecting to get the finds that we did. I mean, you know, I went into hunting these quarters thinking maybe we might find a proof or a minor variety, and well, for $450 we didn't find a lot. I will for sure take what we got, obviously. And out of less than a tray of dimes, that's way more than I could ask for. Not to mention, right now, I'm happier with a silver than I am with a West Point, because West Points have actually been not too hard to find this year. I've found silver in pretty much every other denomination. I've found silver in, obviously lots of silver nickels, silver dimes, even a silver half dollar. But until today, I was yet to find a silver quarter. So I'm happy about that a lot. So as far as other finds, two other coins that I pulled out in the quarters were that nice 78D that I showed you, as well as a decent 1982. I have a couple of these. The 83s are actually the ones you want to get, but 82s and 83s, they didn't release those into mint sets, so it's harder to find them in decent shape. And as you can see, compared to that 78, it doesn't look too great, but on its own, it's actually not that bad. We did get that one Alaska from Philly that is that extra claw, again, minor variety. The coolest thing out of these 4 coins, though, was this, because I don't know why it has taken me so long to find one of the Polly Murray 2024 quarters. I don't know why it's taken me so long, but it's definitely a cool addition, and it's out of Philly too. So that's the coolest find out of these coins here. And then as far as other finds, we got an 07 penny with kind of decent toning, a 2009 that is decent. It's not incredibly good, but this is the design that I find the least of, so I was a little more willing to keep that one. A couple nicer coins here, a 71 and a 1960D with some kind of interesting toning, like it's got some green and blue. It's kind of hard to see. And then I also did get a 1960D small date in decent shape, which isn't particularly too rare, but I don't see it as much. And then, well, this one was technically in the pennies, but ironically, one of the dimes I found was one of the 1970 varieties I was looking for, as well as one that I did find in the dimes. It's got a good scratch on it, but I find the Denver ones more than I do the Phillies, so I'll take it. And then this one, which I just pulled out because I like the toning on it, and it's got pretty good detail. 1966. I don't know, kind of cool. And then to the main finds. Yeah, this was a really good hunt. Again, I really don't want to sound like I'm complaining. The only thing is I wish we would have gotten maybe 1 or 2 more wheat cents in the pennies, but I'm a little more laid back with that considering the rest of the finds we got. We did get this foreign, which I still have yet to look up. It looks like it's from, I don't know, some area in Europe. It could be Russian though, so I'll have to use a Coinoscope and try to figure out that one. We did also get a 79 Canadian, 78 Canadian, and 73. And then we did get a few young heads, which I would say is kind of the most interesting part of the pennies, a 64. Especially because they weren't all newer young heads either. Like, we got a 55. It's in terrible shape, but I feel like I've been finding less young head Canadians. And then a first year from 53, which it's like, if you think about it, these two right here are in the same realm as a wheat penny. I can't decide if this is I would say this is probably the find of the hunt, but this is probably the second best, mainly because of its condition. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have too much red on it, but I still like it. And it was only one of only 2 wheat cents we found, so it's kind of cool. And then the other one, which we found pretty early on, 51D. And then as far as nickels, a very toasty, dirty 58D, a 41, which I believe was a Philly, yep. And then two pre-81 Canadian nickels, 1978 and 1972, and then the obviously in the dimes we got that silver, which I was already so hyped about getting the silver in the quarters, and I was like, no way when I found this in the roll. Sometimes when you open the rolls, the silvers will kind of hide a little bit. And this one was kind of towards the bottom of the roll, and it was kind of dirty, so I didn't notice it at first. But I saw that back, and I knew just by the patina that it was silver. 64 Philly, so I will take it, even if it is dirty. And then the one of only two real quarter finds, 2008 Canadian, which is not too surprising. And then I'd say the find of the hunt, mainly because it's the largest silver, one of only two silver coins, and it is the largest of the two silvers. 1964 quarter, super unexpected, especially considering I got it out of one of these rolls. If I expected to get silver in the quarters, I thought for sure I'd get it in one of the few odd ones that I got. So yeah, I don't think these were searched. My guess is they probably came from a laundromat, and this bad boy just happened to sneak in there. So awesome. Quarters pay off again. Not in the West Point variety, but I'm happy the silver train decided to pull through in multiple denominations. So, good hunt. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.